So actually, a big Sidemen Sunday this weekend.
Yes.
This past weekend.
Yes.
It was Sidemen's Got Talent.
This is very random. There was no segue there.
Sometimes you don't have to have a segue.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have
I mean, we just had awkwardness of you
Sometimes you
trying
have to walk. Yeah. But so this Sidemen Sunday, I feel like this has been on your list of ideas ever since you first had a list of ideas.
So,
It's one of the easiest ideas, isn't it?
well, no.
But hardest execution.
Yeah. Yeah.
Easy
I
to
mean, it's
kind of-
effectively a game show.
Yeah.
And the game
Sorry. do that a lot today.
the game show's like, ultimately a game show needs no creativity from us in terms of if we just copy the format,
Yeah.
because it's there. The entire format is there, but we have to then figure out how to run it, etc. So this, something that I don't know if everyone knew, we actually had this idea, as you said, very early on,
Yeah.
and 2 years ago, maybe 3, we actually had the idea. We were like, okay, we're going to do Sidemen Got Talent. We were like, should we do the talents? And we were like, won't be a very good video because
None of you talented anyway.
it's very true. No, it's very true. Like, if we went right, I would do keepy ups and do very average bad football skills.
Yeah.
No one cares. Harry would do a backflip. JJ would rap. You know, like stuff like that. Like
Ethan would jog forever.
it's not a good video.
No.
So we decided, okay, yeah, we'll get people. Then we went, oh, if we're doing this idea, we should make it huge.
Yeah.
And we thought, let's get people to send in talents, and then we could invite them on,
Yeah.
and we could be there in person with a crowd
Yeah.
and have them.
Yeah, I
and
always
perform
remember
the
you guys,
talent.
I always remember you guys like not falling, not the idea wouldn't fall apart at the crowd part, but that would be what would be holding you back because you want to make it a big event. Like
Yeah,
sell
and then
tickets type
there's
thing.
so much more to do with it.
It's
you
hard,
have to
yeah.
sell and then health and safety, etc.
So I guess now, like during COVID, you're like, you know what, it's time to get it done.
Well, yeah. So then it became too big that we just kept putting it back and back and back.
Yeah.
And then we did it. We said this time we were like, you know what? Our production levels are much higher.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just do that. We'll organize some acts,
Yeah.
and that's like, let's just do it. Ignore the crowd. If it
Yeah.
works, then maybe a company will approach us and say, yeah, we want to make
an
this
event.
into a show. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And at that point, we don't have to do all the back end
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
which we would do.
When you say organize obviously you guys didn't know what you were going to see.
So
Apart from
Harry
did.
it was Harry's video,
yeah.
which he smashed.
Yeah.
So only him. Well, him and the crew.
Yeah, yeah.
And like
Behind the scenes
Tanya,
guys,
who
yeah.
books them and stuff. They all knew.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only one I knew, the only one I kind of knew was we did a Reacts video on Sidemen Reacts, and
Saw Donny.
yes.
Yeah.
So we were reacting, and as we got to the end, Harry said, "Oh, one of them's on our commented thing."
Sick.
So I was like, "Oh, mad, okay."
Yeah.
And then on the day, I saw the barrel on the stage, and I went, "Well, I know what this is."
Yeah. Yeah.
No one else clocked. Like Josh was actually like, "Wait, what?
Yeah.
How do you know what this is?"
Not gonna lie, that's the only part in the entire video I skipped.
Just 'cause it made you uncomfortable.
Yeah, like I appreciate it. It's very sick, but as soon as he mentioned,
I started turning my light off.
yeah, I wouldn't know that.
Oh.
I just
I turned my light off.
Yeah.
I was like, I rate it fully.
Yeah.
It just made me a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah. As soon as he said like I'm gonna like unlock my esophagus to get it through, I was like, that's okay. That's fine.
Bruh, he has
I'm
the
gonna go-
sword resting, and then he just goes,
Oh.
and the sword just drops. And then JJ goes like, and freaks out, and the guy leans over for JJ to get the sword, and JJ just looks at him like, oh,
Nah.
and we're like, JJ, pull the sword.
Yeah, pulled it out
He'll
quick.
die.
So when he was like, it'll go through my lungs, I was like, okay, that is what it is. As soon as he said it'll touch my heart, I was like, nah, I'm out. Skip.
I don't think it does.
No, he said it's gonna brush past my heart or something. He said.
I mean, he
was like,
could
no
just
way.
say that.
Yeah, he
but
could.
I don't know. Maybe it did. Who knows?
So I skipped that one. But I was actually supposed to be on it.
So I didn't. I mean, you mentioned,
mentioned
it
it
slightly.
I mentioned
He
it
hasn't
today.
told me
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
he's about to say.
Yeah, I
He
was
said that.
starting to tell Simon. Simon was like, "Tell him on the podcast."
Yeah.
So
That's what we do with all conversations now.
yeah,
we don't talk about anything
Yeah,
interesting
yeah.
until the podcast.
Yeah, so Harry actually messaged me. You filmed it on the Wednesday.
Yes.
He messaged me on the Tuesday. But the issue was, I was at my grandma's funeral. Not at the time. I wasn't like texting Harry in the back of the funeral, but
Sorry
I was
to hear
back home with my family for the funeral. And he texted me saying like, do you want to come do this, be in the talent show? And I was like, yeah. And I'll tell you what he want me to do in a minute. But I turned it down essentially because it was like 45 minutes away from my apartment. I had to be there at 12:30. Keep in mind, I got to drive all the way back. Well, me and my brother and Laura got to drive all the way back from Nottingham. Then like, I want to sleep, the funeral's really early. So I was like, I'm not going to be able to make it realistically. And to be fair, it turned out that it was a really long shoot, right?
It was a very
And
long
I would have been
shoot.
there all day.
If you had turned up at 12, you would have been there for about 8 hours.
Yeah. And I was like, and then also because I've been away at the funeral, I've got stuff to do. I've got to work and catch up and stuff. So I was like, Harry, I'm sorry, but I can't make it. But after watching it, I wish I went just because it'd be so funny.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very fun.
Yeah.
So what did they want you to do?
So Harry wanted me to do, he wanted me to take some Pokemon cards, put some stinkers, and be like, "It's my Charmander."
Like a show and tell.
Yeah, this is my Squirtle. Not good ones, but then I was like, you know what?
They're
I would
good
have.
ones.
What?
Those are good ones.
Sorry, but like commons,
Yeah.
not like shiny ones and stuff, not PSA 10s and all that stuff, just common ones. But I would have adapted it. What I would have done is, and this is why I wish I did it, is I would have reenacted and done like I would like charades type thing, the 3 starters.
Oh my god.
So I was like, I'd get a drink of water. I'll be like, hey guys, today I'm going to reenact, the Kanto starters. And I put some water in my mouth and be like, like Squirtle, just spit water out. I was like a match and just like put it behind me for Charmander and just eat some lettuce. But I would have done it in like the classic Randy, like awkward way.
Yeah.
Like no laughing. I'd be like, look in the eyes. He might have been dead, but.
I think that's the point though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was good. It would be dead.
Oh yeah. Obviously,
for the point of it.
I imagine he would have been thinking like, these talents are too good. Like we need stinkers.
Yeah.
And that would have been like an ask me to break it up. But I couldn't make it.
Well, I mean, yeah, it would have been fun, but you're in enough Sidemen videos.
Yeah, I know.
So what acts did you like?
I loved the guy who went into the ball. That
Yeah,
was so funny.
it was really funny.
To be honest, I don't really like talents that are talents,
Okay.
especially ones like the tightrope, unicycle one. Not that I don't mind it. It just I'm too nervous. I get too stressed. I'm like, what if I know he's not going to fall because he's a pro. Like I'm saying, like I know he's not going to fall, but like, what if he did? And I don't want to be responsible for that. The girl doing the bow and arrow, that was sick.
That was very sick.
Very sick. I thought the guys were good, the strong guys. I loved it when Harry actually had the
That
clothes
was really
on.
funny. The funniest thing as well, I don't know if it was caught on camera. As they finish, they run off stage and they're literally going hup 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 hup. And I'm like, that is such strong man.
So
like
their brand.
hup,
Yeah.
hup, 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 like that. I
That's
was
sick.
like, this is amazing. And I didn't also, because we filmed it, we're on like the judges bit. I didn't see any of the stuff that the other guys filmed, Vic and Toby.
Yeah.
And I was watching through it, and on the clip where Toby, he goes, oh yeah, like be stiff.
Yeah.
He lifts Toby up and starts like bench
Yeah.
pressing almost or whatever.
And Toby's literally like a pencil.
Yeah,
Like, he
I
doesn't
found
do it
it
all.
so funny because I was like, it looks like a cardboard cutout of Toby. I was like,
He's
this
like,
is
put me down.
amazing.
They're so strong in it.
Yeah.
Like super strong.
Yeah.
Um,
So Harry told us that he did a rehearsal that day.
Yeah.
Like before we got there, he did the strongman lifting, and
yeah.
he was like, "Yeah, I did it all right." And then when he did it
struggling.
on camera, he was like, "Yeah, I was quite tired by that point, so I was struggling, shaking."
Yeah, he was shaking quite a bit. But that's the same thing, like how come basketball players miss free throws?
Yeah.
But it's like, in practice they hit like 98% of them.
Yeah.
And then on the court it's like 60 because the crowd
pressure,
yeah. You can't see straight. So yeah, on the day it's always more tough. I really love the guy in the ball though. He's just so when he went in, I was like, please put your whole body in. I wasn't sure if it was possible. And as soon as he went, it just started bouncing
I think
around.
I've seen him online.
Oh, I've never seen him.
Yeah. So when I saw the ball start blowing up,
Yeah.
I was like, I know exactly what this is.
Yeah.
And it's jokes.
So I think that's what I like, weird ones that I've never seen before. Like to be
Yeah.
honest, like no offense to the guy who's on the unicycle, very very. I mean, I've never seen someone
It was
get
a very
changed.
very traditional like talent
Yeah.
on there. If you know what I mean.
But it's really harsh what I'm saying because like they're super talented and
Oh, yeah,
I could
yeah.
never do it. But I like the obscure ones. So the strong men were cool.
I know what you mean. It's like that, like singing, dancing, like
Yeah.
it's all amazing and you're
Yeah.
very talented and blah blah blah. But when you go, like when I watch Britain's Got Talent, I want to see some guy like, throw a paper aeroplane that can do like 35 flips into someone else's mouth or something
Yeah,
like that.
which is and the people who actually, I mean, that is talent still, isn't it? That's super talented. The Raider was funny.
Oh yeah.
I feel like he didn't expect it to be so quick.
No, he went off and he was like, "Is that it?" And then they were like, "Yeah." And he was like, "All right."
He come
And started
in,
walking off.
he come in, say like 3 lines, and you guys got standing ovation. Everyone's yes, and he's like, "All right," because he came back, didn't he? He came back
Yeah.
like, "Oh, okay, sorry."
Yeah. He's like, "I'll let you off if you give me an Instagram follow."
He's like, "Raw, just smashed it." Nah, it was a sick video. The fire one where the guy went in the ring was mental.
That was very sick.
I want to see
that whole act is amazing.
I want to see KSI do that in his next music video while rapping.
It'd be sick if they could mask him onto it
Yeah.
and he's standing with himself going around.
That'd be
So he's
sick.
standing there rapping
Yeah.
with a fire one of him going around.
Yeah, but the lyrics have to match as well.
Yeah, match.
Ha, fire. yeah. Good one. Or you find a way to like, you know when people do the videos, I know Jamie's done one, where you attach the camera to you.
Yeah, it's the body
Cam, yeah. That'd be sick if you could do that while on the,
Bro,
thing.
it's so heavy.
Yeah, true.
He wouldn't be able to.
No.
And he wouldn't be able
He's
to
strong,
do the thing
but-
without it.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to do it in the first place.
But it could be cool if it was real.
So the 4 acts I want to talk to you about
Okay, go on,
real
go on,
quick.
go on.
Real
Yeah,
quick.
yeah.
Just because they haven't been mentioned yet.
Okay.
First one, the beatboxers.
Oh, so sick.
So I recognized them as soon as he walked out. I recognize these guys,
Yeah.
and I know, like, I've seen them beatbox before on YouTube, and I don't know why. Turns out they're massive.
I watched them after I saw yours.
Yeah,
I watched
very sick.
Yeah, very, very good.
I did buzz them, but
They were very mean to you.
they weren't really.
No.
It was
yeah.
honestly, it was just because I think we went through all the acts, and I don't think anyone buzzed except
Prophet
JJ.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? If anyone gives me a reason to, I'm just gonna buzz.
Makes sense. I get it.
But they were incredibly sick,
Yeah.
like very, very sick. And I don't know it. You can kind of experience it on video, but being there in person, you don't understand how much
the bass.
the place shakes.
Yeah.
It was unreal.
Yeah.
And then he showed us afterwards. He went, the noise I'm making without a mic, it was literally this loud. It was
Oh wow.
literally like
But on the
yeah, but he was making a weird noise.
yeah, to be fair, that's why I think a lot of people, the microphone is super important with beatboxing.
Yeah.
So like if when people try to emulate it, you can't really emulate it like without a mic. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
the effects, the way the mic the way the wind hits the mic,
Yeah. I mean, like he was literally like, the bass is this. And he did that like that. It was that loud.
Yeah.
But then he did it into the mic and it literally made the whole place just move.
Yeah.
So the next one was the belly dancer
Yeah.
with the snake.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I do not like snakes,
Yeah.
which is why I buzzed.
You got peer pressured into that, didn't you? I could tell you didn't want
I
to
mean,
go.
at the same time, like, I don't like snakes. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not going to say like, oh, I'm not afraid of snakes. I'm a little bit afraid of snakes.
Yeah.
I'm not as afraid. I'll touch a snake if I know it's safe.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, will just start petting its head. I'm like, I won't do that.
But then when she said it started like tying up, it was a bit like
Yeah, but this is the worst part. She goes, so she goes like, oh, like, are we almost done? Because it's starting to tighten up. And JJ's like, no, man, touch his head. And I'm like, but she just said it's starting to kill her.
And she's the tamer,
Yeah, whatever.
the
Yeah.
snake
Yeah. Like
nurse?
she knows.
snake
Like
doctor.
she knows when to stop.
Yeah. If she's
And
saying
he's
it's
like,
getting tight,
no, man, I want to see him touch his head.
Yeah, she's the pro Jay.
But honestly, like I held a snake when I was a kid. You know when before you have fear.
Yeah.
She had a
Bro, remember, like, you know when you're a kid and you go to those things at the shopping centers or like the kids group and they literally bring tarantulas for you and you're like,
That's what I was about to say.
This is sick.
One of my friends had a party where they had animals.
Yeah.
I held a giant snake. It was the size of me. Held it around my neck.
Snake. Yes.
Then held the tarantula. That
Yeah.
was massive.
Yeah.
Then like held a bat and touched its wing
Yeah.
and stuff. And I was like, you ain't catching me doing that now.
And bro, now I won't even touch a
You
bird.
touching a tarantula, you're right. No.
Yeah, but I think because back then you can't really perceive death, can you? When you're a kid,
No.
It's like the snake cannot kill me.
Yeah. And I mean the snake.
I'm
is
Superman.
safe, but
I've just seen Iron Man and I'm him. So yeah, good luck, snake.
the snake looks and you're like, pow.
yeah.
But
Bro,
yeah.
those are the best, man. You go watch Spider-Man at the cinema and you come out like this.
Yeah, and you think
Or like this, sorry.
I saw a TikTok the other day that was like when like something rolls off the desk and you catch it
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh my God. And you start trying to climb a wall.
yeah. Oh, being a kid was the best.
But yeah, that act, like touching the snake and stuff
Yeah.
was horrible. Then there was
two more.
the grannies. Don't know if you saw that one. That was a lot longer, but they used a song that we weren't allowed to put in. So
okay.
it was a copyright song.
Maybe, yeah. Well, I did at first. I was like, "Oh, rock KSI." Oh, KSI. I was like, "Okay, copyright."
Yeah. It was a copyright song, so we had to cut it to what we could.
Yeah. I might have been looking away at that point, to be honest.
But it was so weird because they came out and we were like, okay, we can't tell what this act is. Is it going to be people that have dressed up as grannies and they're dancing? Is it going to be actual grannies?
Yeah.
Can't tell. Started dancing, saw some butt flashes. Then they came over,
Granny
started like sitting on. I was going to say satin.
I say section. I was like a bit much, but no wonder it got cut out.
Sat on Josh's lap. And they were very dirty jokes they made as well.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, that one was jokes.
Sloths were weird.
And then the sloths
Yeah.
was the final one.
What they did really well was they didn't come out for ages. Obviously,
Well,
because
they
they're
did,
slow.
but they were just to the left of us.
Oh.
So they started playing the music.
Yeah.
JJ goes, oh no, I'm about to push my buzzer. They're taking too long. And I was like, no, because it might just be our team that have started music too early. They weren't ready. So I was like, oh no, I give it time because it's probably not the act's fault.
Yeah.
Then we wait for another 10 seconds. I'm like, this is getting a bit long. Like, you think the act would start?
Surely,
out.
like, yeah.
And then Ethan looks to the left and he sees them coming out slowly. And he's like, what's that? We all look to the left.
But you get it because they're slow.
Yeah.
So the entrance was slow.
No, I did get that. Yeah. That was
That's quite clever.
There was no deep meaning there. That was
true. One of the funniest ever scenes is, have you seen it, like Zootopia or Zootropolis, depending if you know that film's different in America. And what? Yeah, I have to watch that film.
Okay, do I?
Yeah, surely you've seen the sloth. Surely you've seen the sloth scene.
Ice Age.
The sloth scene in Zootropolis where he's
I don't know.
Oh, bro, you gotta watch that film.
I don't know. I might have.
Yeah, you got to watch that film. Unacceptable that you haven't. I think in America it's called Zootopia. In the UK it's called Zootropolis, or the other way around.
Okay.
Very specific name changes. But I mean, I might as well stop talking because you've never seen it.
Okay.
Watch it. It's on Disney Plus, I assume. Great film.
Okay.
I give it a 10 out of 10.
Okay.
But yeah, Sloth is in that.
But that was very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good act. Very different as well.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah. That's one of the ones where I'm like, it's not a talent. but
again, that was one where I was like, I'm gonna buzz this just because it's a little bit weird. Like
that's one where Harry was probably like, we need some weird ones.
Yeah.
These are too talented now.
Yeah. I feel like there was a time ago, like a couple months ago, he saw them in some sort of Sidemen when we were on a call.
Right.
And he said, I feel like it was when we decided we were going to do Sidemen Got Talent like a year ago.
He's like, I want to book them.
And he was like, oh, stuff like this would be jokes.
Yeah.
And then he kept it. I think, because I feel like when they walked out, I went, I've seen
Makes
Harry
sense.
show us this.
Yeah. Were there any talents or acts or people that didn't make the cut that you know of?
No. Everyone was in there.
That's good. Yeah, it'd be a bit, because it's long in it if someone goes and doesn't get it.
Yeah. Like we had to shorten some and show all of some and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone made it in.
That's what I thought as well, to be fair. Even though like my one would have been pretty funny, I was like, to be fair, like, I'm going to be there for ages. Like I got for like 20 seconds really. Like mine will be just like a breaker. So I was like, I do regret it a bit. But
no point having regrets.
True.
I always say.
True. I was busy. But yeah, good video.
Yeah, it's one of those ones as well. It didn't do well.
Yeah.
But we knew it wouldn't.
Yeah. Did you really?
Everyone except JJ. JJ says like, oh, it's going to be at least 3 out of 10. It was like a 7 or an 8. But we expected it because it's not, if it's not to do with girls or food.
Yeah. Money, girls, calories.
Money, girls, food. That's those three. So we knew it wasn't going to do well, but everyone's watched it and said like, yeah, it's sick. And that's one of those.
So true, like money, girls, food. Even like Pokemon, like trying Pokemon snacks, trying Pokemon soda, Pokemon pack battle with my wife, and then this box costs 10 grand each.
Yeah. That's what I mean. That's YouTube.
But that's life, don't it? Really, like people like those things,
Sex sells.
Yeah, everyone likes food, sex, and money.
Yeah. So we knew it wasn't going to do amazing, but it's one of those videos we're just like really proud of.
Yeah.
Plus, everyone who does watch it loves it.
Yeah. So. Yeah. It was very high quality. Like shout out to Con and the team.
Yeah.
Audio guys as well.
We've given him a lot of like hard shoots recently.
Yeah.
Like Crystal Maze was awful for him.
Yeah.
Again, another one we knew wouldn't do that well, but very fun for us.
Yeah.
A good video.
Very good video. Yeah.
So, yeah. Simon Sunday.
Big up.